The 2018 Challenge Tour season got underway at Muthaiga Golf Club in Nairobi at 7 AM local time.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Muthaiga Golf Club for the first round of the 2018 Barclays Kenya Open. This is game number 1, and from Denmark, Martin Ovsen.
Overcast conditions had greeted the players Thursday morning, but two Germans in particular seemed unaffected. Pro Golf Tour champion Max Schmidt reached the turn 3 under par, and though this birdie chance didn't drop, a further gain did soon follow, and he'd finished the day on 4 under. It was a score matched by compatriot Nicolai von Dellinghausen. Birdie here at 13 helping him along the way. Shot of the day undoubtedly came from South African Anthony Michael, playing alongside von Dellinghausen, nearly holing out for an ace on this 191-yard par 3. Five-time European Tour winner Michael Hoey claimed 7 birdies in his opening round, though a couple of bogeys pegged the Ulsterman back to 5 under. He's joined on that mark by big-hitting Jarkko Ahlers. The man from Joburg earned a top 10 finish here in 2017 and looks more than comfortable 1 year on. On top at this early stage though is Ross Kellett. The Scotsman won on the Mediterranean Tour just 2 weeks ago, and he's clearly brought that form with him to Africa. He closed the day on -6, with 2 eagles on his card, alongside this birdie save on 18. England's Max Oren later joined Kellett in a 2-way tie for the lead on 6 under par. So after day 1, it's a pair of Brits who lead the way at the Barclays Kenya Open. Bright warm conditions greeted players on day 2 of the Barclays Kenya Open, the first and single largest event on the Challenge Tour calendar. Among the morning movers was Crowe Johannessen, 4 under through 4 holes, and later 5 under at the turn. This par save began a mixed back 9 though, following which the Norwegian would set an early clubhouse target of 8 under par. Overnight co-leader Max Oren failed to improve on his fortunes on a day when nothing seemed to drop. The Englishman level par for the day, and he remains at 6 under. Local interest came courtesy of Mohit Medaratta. Birdie here on 17 and an eagle at the last moved the Kenyans safely into the weekend reckoning at 3 under par. On to the afternoon action, and it would prove a day to forget for Ross Kellett. The Scotsman -6 yesterday, +2 today. Still showing some nice touch from the sand though. Germany's teenage sensation Max Schmidt began his back 9 with a drop shot, only to bounce back with this chip in on 11. He'd go on to birdie 3 of his next 4 holes. On the other side of the course, less joy for compatriot Nicolai von Dellinghausen. He'd eventually get round in 70 and remain still very much in the mix at 5 under. Back with Schmidt, who led the field on 9 under prior to this approach on 17. His birdie was duly converted, moving him to 10 under for the tournament. And it is the Pro Golf Tour graduate who'd end the day on top. 2 clear of Johannessen, with 2016 winner Sebastian Soderberg and his fellow Swede Simon Forsström 1 stroke further back on -7. Moving day at Muthaiga Golf Club, where Germany's Max Schmidt was looking to extend his 2-stroke overnight lead. Playing alongside him in the final group, Sebastian Soderberg and Christian Johannessen. Ahead, an early move from Simon Forsström. 2 birdies in his first 3 holes took the Swede to 9 under. With both Schmidt and Johannessen finding trouble off the 3rd tee, an opening appeared for Soderberg, a chance to go 8 under, but not to be. Italy's Lorenzo Gagli began to force his way into the mix after this approach to 9. A chance he'd duly convert for birdie. As the final group came up the 9th, Soderberg here was at 8 under, while his playing partner Schmidt had dropped back to 9. And this missed putt pegged him back further still. Leaving the door open for Soderberg to take the joint lead alongside Forstrom. Ahead of them, Philip Mayo was threatening to crash the party, 8 under par at this stage, but a fine approach would set him up to go 9 under. Another birdie would follow at the last, earning the German a clubhouse lead at 10 under par. In the meantime, Soderberg had added an eagle and a birdie to his tally before reaching the 13th hole. And there he took his tournament total to -13. Nico Geiger of Chile birdied 17 to remain in the mix at 8 under. And Schmidt would soon do the same. Closing birdie at 18 then brought him back to level par for the day, 10 under overall, and into a share of second place. Soderberg settled for par at the last, but no objections, and the Swede will go into the final round with a 2-shot advantage over the field. 7 golfers would end the day tied at -7, though Oliver Becker and Oscar Langdon may need to repeat their rounds of 63 should they harbour any intentions of catching Soderberg tomorrow. Overcast conditions for the final round of the 50th edition of the Barclays Kenya Open, and what a day it would turn out to be. Sebastian Soderberg brought with him a 2-shot lead over the rest of the field, but the Swede was in trouble and scrambling from the off. He would save par here, while his German playing partner Philip Mayo would make birdie.
Yes! Go, Philip!
The pair were tied by the time they reached the 5th hole, where Mayo hit his tee shot to 6 feet. And capitalised to take the lead. Ahead, moves were being made by Nico Geiger and Lorenzo Gagli. The Chilean here on the par 5 10th, inches away from eagle, settling for birdie and on to 9 under par. It was a feat matched by his playing partner, the Italian, onto 11 under par. Jens Farbring had this putt to stay in the hunt on the 13th. He wasn't giving up. Soderberg, meanwhile, had bogeyed the 12th, and with his tee shot barely clearing the hazard on 13, another would follow, the Swede in a downward spiral. Finland's Kalle Samoja wasn't counting himself out. Coming off birdie at 17, he then had this putt to go 11 under at 18. No dice though, and he would watch on as Farbring edged ahead of him, setting the clubhouse target at -11. Up next was Gagli, with this putt for eagle to go 12 under. Not to be, and he would tie Farbring to force extra holes. At the first time of asking, Farbring had this one for the win. Not to be, and the pair would set out again. Gagli this time had a chance to secure the title, but couldn't capitalise. Victory would soon be decided though, as Farbring found water off the tee. Putting the Italian's foot firmly in the door. Happy to oblige, and the day belonged to Gagli. Mayo and Geiger both parred the final hole, and in doing so failed to make the playoff, but still a very healthy check for the pair.
I have no words now because it's my first victory, and it's really amazing. Yeah, if there is a tournament to win this year, probably is this one. So I can't be happy more than this.
Glory for Gagli in event 1 of 30. Next stop, the Challenge Tour heads east to China.